Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Broadway Jets YouTube channel. You'll know me from Twitter as NYJ Mike. I'm joined as always by the master of receipts, NYJ Matt. Matt, we're sponsored by Jets X Factor. If you want, hit us up, DM us, we'll answer you. But more importantly, Matt, the Jets just lost 10-9 to the Denver Broncos. We sat through a miserable weather day of garbage reminiscent of last year. We said, there was 13-8 games to the Falcons we lost last year, 15-10 to the Patriots. Similar weather, crappy shit games that the Jets lost, and they needed to win this year. And they come up short in a very disappointing game to fall to 2-2.
It's a game you can't lose. It truly is a game you can't lose. You're playing a rookie quarterback in his fourth ever start. You have a Hall of Fame quarterback on your sideline. Both have good defenses, both crappy weather. In games that have bad weather, it becomes closer. We all know that. If this game is 82 and sunny, could be a different outcome, but that doesn't matter. You're playing on the same field. And Mike, I know Greg Zuerlein is going to get a lot of the blame. I saw the blame pie go to his way a little bit. Cut him. He's terrible. Obviously not that. He's probably 5% of my blame pie. Every single time the Jets had an opportunity to make a big play on offense, they imploded. Every time. First and goal from the 1. They were on the 14-yard line of Denver late in the second quarter, sacked. So many times throughout the third quarter and fourth quarter, the Lazard penalty, which we'll get to. But when you have the ball on the 30-yard line, you have first down, a couple plays to get 5-10 yards, making a more manageable field goal, you fail. And that's what it comes down to. It comes down to the offense not getting the job done. That's on Hackett, and that's absolutely on the head coach. 13 penalties, unprepared, long rest week.
It was 13 accepted penalties. There were, I think, more, 15, 16.
Can't happen.
Yeah. It just sucks because after all that, if Greg Zuerlein makes a kick that he makes, we say, listen, we played sloppy. We're feeling great. We're 3-1. We're going to London.
50 yards in the range, 57. It is.
I'm not blame pieing Greg. I'm just saying it's a makeable kick. And it would be a very different narrative's not the right word. It's just be a very different feeling.
Yeah,
and it's such a shame. It's such a shame
because too. His first kick the entire year, he missed it from a little bit closer.
100%. You just change the situation. The Jets are in a spot. You get to the 32-yard line and you kick a field goal. You probably win that game, and it just sucks. It just sucks.
And these losses matter in December. When you look back in December and you don't have a tiebreaker against an AFC opponent that now has a tiebreaker, no matter what happens, you both go 9-8, you both go 10-7. Denver's ahead of you. And that AFC conference record matters. It matters so much. If you flip this win and the Vikings say we beat them, you would need it to be reversed anyway. You can't lose an AFC game at home to a rookie quarterback.
Not to this shit. It just sucks too. You said it before. The weather fucked us. There's so many excuses. You have to win the game, Matt. You got to win the game. Yeah. The refs were sickening, but they suck for both teams. The Jets got a penalty in the goal in the end zone to put the ball at the 1. They got a penalty on the last drive. They called a random pass interference against Michael Carter. 1,000 holdings against everybody. Everyone is holding every play in the NFL. I don't know. It did not change the game. It was just nauseating officiating, nauseating weather. I'm hungover. My hands look like pruned up. I look like I'm an 87-year-old woman, and we had to watch that shit. And you should come still after all that garbage. There should be 3-1, and they're not, and it sucks. And now we have to wait until fucking next week. At least we play early because I want the momentum back. It felt so good, Matt, and we saw what they could do, and that's not this. Not this.
Yeah, when you keep a bad team this close in the game, one bad officiating call and one bad play can change everything. You're up 6-0.
A missed field goal.
Yeah, a phantom Michael Carter PI. Then a Cortland Sutton one bad defensive play wide open in the end zone.
What did Bo Nix have 60 yards passing? I don't want to look at the box score. I'm going to throw up on my computer if I do it.
So
Oh,
can you paint the picture? Because Mike, I've known you since I was
yeah,
8 years
that
old.
was me painting. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
We've known each other for 20 years.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen me in that state, sitting there shaking cold?
We were frigid.
Dude, I was tweaking out during that game.
You tweaked, bro.
It was bad. I was like, my heart was racing. I was freezing cold. My hands were twitching.
But Matt,
And
at no point in that game did I think they were going to lose. At
oh,
no point.
at a lot of points
Maybe.
for me.
No, well, that's fine. I don't disagree with your point, your thoughts, but there was, I swear to you, the only time I thought they were going to lose was before the Broncos missed the field goal at the end of the game for that drive. Once the Jets got sacked on third down, when they were down 10-9 on fourth down, then I thought the Jets were going to lose. The only time, the whole time, like, man, after all this, it's going to be nice to get out here with a win. The Mets are winning, feeling good. Cannot believe that we're in this situation.
But Mike, you remember the Patriot game just last week? They're up 7-0, and we just kept saying, "Get to 2 scores, get up 2 scores," and then they get the touchdown in the second quarter, and then
I
we can
know
breathe. We
it was
never.
it was possible that they would lose, but I didn't think with this quarterback and this situation that there was a chance. The way that the defense was playing, that they would lose that game.
So can I give you like 45 seconds rapid fire topics, and you take one and latch onto it? Because I got 10 minutes and I gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. I'm at 45 seconds. I'm gonna rattle a ton of topics.
come on.
Rodgers looked fine. Didn't look great. Missed throws that he usually hit, but overall didn't play that bad. And he's banged up.
I got a word for you that means a couple of things in English. Weather.
He actually though threw the ball pretty well in the third quarter and fourth
Yeah,
quarter.
he made some really nice throws. The throw to Garrett was unbelievable.
Mike Williams throw.
Terrific. Oh, on the run to the left. Matt, I got one for you. Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson.
That was next. Underwhelming. Underwhelming first 4 games.
Underwhelming. Figure it out.
And
Why are they taking their gloves off if it's raining?
here's the part where it's more fair to compare Brees and Allen than what I'm about to do with Garrett Wilson. But why is it when Brees Hall's in the game, they always get -1 yards or 2 yards, or we have to hopefully get 8? When Brown Allen comes in, you get 6 yards, you get 10, you get 7. He gets like that piece of it. We have to figure out. Brees has gotten hit a ton early on. The Jets' run blocking has been very, very subpar. So I'll give him a bit of a pass there. But Mike, when it comes to Garrett, I know he's being shadowed by a safety. Why is Alan Lazard? Why is Tyler Conklin? Why is Mike Williams? Why are they making these big time third down plays? They're getting open. And we just need that one more extra layer from Garrett if you're a top 8 receiver in the league. And he knows that. We just need one more like step up, and neither of them have done it in the first quarter of the year.
It's been a very slow start for both of them and Quinnen. Sauce has been doing his thing, but still make a play. Garrett has had a tough start, opposing corner wise. Pat Surtain, Christian Gonzalez, L'Jarius Sneed, the 49ers game. But yeah, more. I want to see it for a couple weeks. I'm banging my desk, my thing's moving. I want Brees and Garrett to be those guys that got drafted high in fantasy, that are those dudes, and they are. And it just sucks. We got to wait another week now because we played a game in disgusting weather against a good defense and came out unprepared and unacceptable. Horrific loss. Rattle some more shit. What do we got?
Yeah. Offensive line, pass blocking bad today. Run blocking bad.
Listen, they have a good pass rush. Whatever. Figure it out a little bit more. And again, the conditions didn't help, and the Broncos played some good field position games.
Jets pass defense locked down as always. One lapse in a terrible moment with Sutton, but outside of that, they were flawless.
I thought DJ Reed played well.
DJ Reed played. We talked about it. My biggest fear is when DJ Reed gets beat by like a half yard. Yeah. He runs like a maniac back. His head's bobbing, and he usually makes the play. But pass defense fine. Quincy did his thing again where he's murdering people all over the field. The only underwhelming part from the defense is you had one drive where you got gashed in the run game that really flipped the game a bit. And then the other drive, not a drive, but holistically, I feel like we never got to Bo Nix to a point where he could have fumbled. He could have had a strip sack. Like we never had that type of pressure all day. So
Yeah.
that piece was a little bit underwhelming from
Yeah.
a defense.
It's hard to fault the pass defense, which is not what you're doing. You're right. They didn't get much pressure when they had any dropbacks. Man, it's just tough. 30 carries, 130 yards for the Broncos. Like, if you know they're going to do it, I mean, maybe that's why the pass defense works so well. That's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, you let up 60 yards passing or whatever the number was. You have to win the football game.
Dude,
So,
how did you get home? So your phone definitely died because your location was still at MetLife from like 4:30 to now.
yeah, I just stayed. I couldn't leave. No, I took my friends and I took the train back to Secaucus, and the train wasn't coming for like 30 minutes. So we're like, this is purgatory. Literally, couldn't be more wet.
What time did you
Pretty
get home?
10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago.
Dude,
Right.
I can't complain then. It took me like 2 hours, like an hour and 40 to get home. And I went to the
Oh,
Newark airport by an accident. I took a
you
wrong
don't,
turn.
you were driving. You don't live in the airport. You know what I mean?
I literally took a wrong turn, ended up in the airport. And
You should have flown home to whatever that airline airport is near you.
yeah. And the last piece is just Robert Saleh. Like, are we gonna have another year of disappointing pouty press conferences talking about how we gotta fix it and how are we just gonna get another year of it? Just pouty head coach. But Mike, when we have
I
a
don't know,
big
man. The defense played great. The offense, penalties, weather, things
they
like there are circumstances. You know, like it is. There are circumstances in football. Everything is not an excuse. I don't love Robert Saleh. I don't know. It just
I
didn't
just
feel right. It didn't feel like anybody had like was able to gain an advantage. It was a bizarre, fucking weird game, and it just sucks because if Greg Zuerlein makes that kick, you most likely win the game, and then you're 3-1, and we're feeling unbelievable about ourselves going into fucking London, and now we don't. And it's just so fickle and weird, and sports are very strange because all the same things happened and we would still be concerned if they won the game by a little bit, but it would feel a lot better than it does right now. And it just sucks. And a
but
lot of the penalties, what false start, like I don't fucking know.
but if you look at the final stats, it's a 1 point game in a shitty weather game, and both teams didn't play well. One team was 3 and 14 on third down. The other team was 4 for 17 on third down. If you're a playoff team and you are good, you can do better than 4 from 17. And I know we keep talking about just a kick, but like why can't when they send two all-out blitzes on us on first and second down on the final drive at 30, like why can't we get that ball out, get 5 yards, and then it's a 42-yard kick, and then it's a 38-yard kick if you get four more. Like that could have happened, and they didn't do it. And you had again, you got a PI that got you down there. You had
Yeah.
a fumble and then a PI that led you to the 1 yard line, and you didn't get it through. So I didn't leave that game like the Jets should have won at all. I left the game saying the Jets played like shit and they could have won and they just didn't.
Well, listen, coming into the week, the Jets were number one in the league in third down conversion, and things average out, and it just sucks because there's not margin for error, and there's no time to waste with this shit, and they just have to put it together now. And you would have had some cushion now if you're 3-1 with 3 wins in the AFC, and they don't. And it wasn't good enough today. And I think a lot of it was the conditions, and the Broncos played well enough, but not really. You got to win that game, Matt. You're right. It's just not right. It doesn't feel right. I wanted to talk through it. I got home. My phone was dead. Charged it. You texted me we should do a pod. I was thinking the same thing. I wanted to talk it out. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. But my confidence in this team is unwavering. I don't think this is the version of the team that is the team. I think it's last week, and I just want to see it more.
The thing we'll leave you with, and it's again an optimistic view on it, when a day that you don't feel a lot of optimism. The Vikings are 4-0, and they have to come back down to earth. They have to. They're better coached. They have like I'm looking at their roster top to bottom. I'm not afraid of them on paper if you don't tell me what their record is. And I think you have the matchup with Jefferson, Addison. You have two guys that can stop them. So the hypothetical is you beat Minnesota, and would we have signed up for 3-2 to start the year? Maybe, maybe not. But you beat Minnesota, and then Buffalo. 2 of the last 3 years have really struggled to play in MetLife. One of them being in prime time. So maybe, just maybe, 4-2 just erases all the shit that we went through today. Sitting in the rain, 12-hour commute, both way, like maybe 4-2 with the outcome that, like you said, you play like you did against the Patriots. That can turn things around.
Matt, things change quickly in the NFL. If the Jets are 4-2, we're going to be on cloud nine. We're going to be feeling great. We should. Today wasn't the day. The sad thing about football is the games are so consequential, and they take long to happen. They take a week. That when something like this happens, the whole time you had already thought maybe we'll be 3-1, and you start putting scenarios together where if a certain team loses or a certain team wins, you're in a certain position in your division. But that's going to happen for a day or two, and we're going to reflect on the game, and we're going to reflect on the good, and we're going to feel good about our matchup with the Vikings next week, like you said, and hopefully they're 4-2, and we're feeling good in a couple weeks, and we got some fun primetime games coming up, and again, things will change very quickly if the Jets are able to beat the Vikings in London. This will be a distant memory, and we'll be 3-2 and feeling good about our matchup with Buffalo. But now there becomes a lot more riding on this game than there would be if you beat the stupid Broncos, and that's on them.
Dude, I have terrible news.
No.
My mic has been coming through my computer the entire time, so it's probably gonna be fine.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be Rodgers is like out next week with a hamstring.
No.
Holy shit. You sound fine to me.
That's good. But until then,
cool. You moved your mic and the same thing happened.
what?
It doesn't. You moved your microphone. It's not going through the mic. So yeah, no, I think
The
it's fine.
last thing that I'll say before we wrap is we don't like watching field goals at all. And Mike turned around for the Greg Zuerlein kick, and I'm watching it.
I didn't see it.
And I hear like cheering. I swear to God, I hear cheering.
There was.
But then I thought to myself, literally as the kick is about to go past, I'm like, there's cheering, but there's not enough where it would have been Jets fans cheering. And it was the Denver behind the goalpost. There was a handful of Denver fans.
Yeah, you fucking sprinted out of there. I didn't see you.
I tapped in the back and I ran. I ran to my car. I was like one of the first ones out of the parking lot. Actually, I got stuck in traffic, but I was out there faster than usual. But yeah, hey, Minnesota. On to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Have a good night.
All right, we're gonna win next week.
Yeah.